Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the very first 2026 Hyundai Tucson I've been able to get my hands on with, and this is the SEL front wheel drive. Now if you haven't seen the dedicated changes video where I went trim by trim, tell you all of the features, options, and packaging that is changing for 2026, make sure you check that video out, and specifically the updated one because Hyundai did do some last minute tweaks prior to start of production, not only to the naming of the trim levels, but also some of the packaging and features within them. So make sure you guys check that video out, more specifically the recently published one. Now, when it comes to the SEL in specific, it is actually losing a couple features compared to 2025, including Digital Key 2.0 Premium, as well as the interior wireless charging pad. So if you want either of those features, you will have to step up to the new SEL Premium package or higher within the Tucson's lineup, or of course get them on some of the hybrid vehicles as well. But outside of that, it is going to remain identical to that of the refresh that did occur here for 2025. Now, in terms of pricing, it did go up about $540, including destination, and I did include a recent $105 increase in destination charges for most of Hyundai's SUV lineup, although this vehicle sitting behind me is actually not impacted because it has already gone through production and of course is already on dealership lots. But without further ado, let's not waste time, see what this SEL front wheel drive has to offer for just over $33,000. So the Tucson in front of me is finished in the Ultimate Red exterior with the light gray cloth interior. Now, Ultimate Red is an extra cost paint color, so it will cost you about $500 more than that of the standard option paints, but overall is a fantastic red, has a nice amount of metallic, and really does pop in direct sunlight. Now, in terms of exterior appearance, this is going to be identical to that of the 2025 model year refresh that I have featured extensively here on the channel. Now, starting at the front end of the SEL, you will find full LED lighting, including the daytime running lights and turn signals in this portion, the LED reflector headlights, both low and high beam in that separate housing, and then you will have a good amount of nice silver trim at the bottom of the fascia, a little bit of a brighter silver in that middle section, and then a nice gunmetal metallic around the Hyundai badge. In the more traditional section, you have the radar for the adaptive cruise and some of the other driver assist features on the passenger side. No 360 cameras on this particular trim, but you do have the nice flat stainless steel Hyundai logo. And overall, I think the refresh definitely did bring some extra life into this vehicle. Now, coming around to the side profile, you will have the normal matte black plastic cladding on the wheel arch flares in the lower door section. Now, Hyundai has discontinued the N-line trim entirely, so you can no longer get body color cladding on the Tucson lineup. So basically, this is the cladding that you're going to find on basically every Tucson out there, at least here in the United States for 2026. Now, coming to the wheel and tire setup, this is going to be the 18-inch alloy wheel you'll find on the SEL and SEL Premium or Convenience, depending on if you get the gas or the hybrid. It is a nice gunmetal gray with machine outer face, wrapped in a 235/60 18-inch Kumho Cruisin HP 71 all-season tire. Coming up to the mirror caps, these are body color, no turn signal integration, puddle lights, or cameras, unfortunately, but they are going to be heated and do have blind spot detection as standard. Now, coming to the door handles, this is one of the big changes for the SEL is the fact that it loses Digital Key 2.0 Premium for the regular proximity entry. So you now have a physical button on the outside and no longer have the touch sensitive door handles or that smartphone integration that you did find on this vehicle last year. You will have to step up to the next trim, which is the SEL Premium. But here on the side profile, you do get the tinted rear glass, a nice silver trim at the very top of the belt line there, as well as the roof rails. So if you want to add additional cargo racks or accessories, you can do that. And of course, no power sunroof on this one as well. Now, coming out to the back of the Tucson, unfortunately, this is one of the downfalls of this one is it doesn't have any LED lighting at the back of the vehicle. So you have the incandescent running lights, brake lights up top, and then the turn signals and reverse lights are going to be mounted very low on the outside of the rear bumper. I know this is a common complaint by a lot of shoppers out there. You still do get the nice silver trim to match the front bumper, no parking sensors, but you do have the integrated backup camera, which of course is mandated federally by law, Tucson badging, and the updated Hyundai logo behind the rear glass, which is a nice enhancement that they made last year to give it a little bit larger of a rear wiper sweep, as the wiper is integrated up into the spoiler, which really cleans up the overall design and allows for a little bit better visibility out the back in inclement conditions. So overall, as you can see, basically identical outside of the door handles here on the exterior. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the window sticker so you guys know exactly how this one is equipped before jumping onto the interior. So take a look at the window sticker. The SEL is a nice value-oriented trim level within the lineup that does get a few additional options and features over that of the standard SE, but does keep the price point in check. Now every Tucson gets smart cruise control with the Hyundai basic driver assist systems, but the SEL gains the 18-inch alloy wheels, the roof side rails. You get things like dual zone automatic climate control, heated front seats, heated side mirrors, and the hands-free smart power liftgate, in addition to BlueLink Plus and the 12.3-inch CCNC Lite infotainment system. Now, as I mentioned, Ultimate Red is an extra cost paint color. This one has a few additional accessories on it, but is front wheel drive, which brings the total MSRP, including destination, to $33,255. So take a look here on the interior. As I mentioned, this one has the gray cloth interior, but a black is going to be available as well, depending on which exterior color you do choose. Now, starting out here on the door panel, you can see the light gray interior definitely adds a more of a two-tone effect to the inside, which brightens it up versus the standard black that you find on most vehicles. So up top, this is going to be all hard touch plastics, but we do have a soft touch strip in the middle. This is all going to be textured hard touch in that lighter gray, and then a small section of padded armrests with your power windows, mirrors, and locks. Both of the two front windows are fully automatic up-down. You have a nice silver accent door handle pull with a decent amount of lower door storage and the standard 6-speaker audio system. Coming to the driver's seat, this is going to be the power driver's seat with two-way power lumbar, and there you can see the lighter gray cloth material. Doesn't really have too much accents except on the backrest portion in this middle. And then taking a look at the dashboard, you can see the lower plastics are going to be the light gray, where the upper plastics are dark gray. So here in the interior of the Tucson SEL, this is going to be identical to that of the 2025 model years that I have showcased here on the channel, except one feature has been removed, which of course we'll be touching on in just a few minutes. Now in front of the driver, you're going to get the more basic fully digital cluster that's available within the Tucson lineup. So you have the 4.2-inch color display in the middle, and then the fixed speedometer and tachometer on the left and right hand side. Now cycling through the middle, you have your normal trip information, gear selection, the current speed limit, and road sign information that you're traveling on. Scroll down a little bit further, you have the stop-start system, driver assist, as well as the tire pressure. And if this was all-wheel drive, it would also have the power distribution in that middle display as well. Now coming back to the steering wheel, this is going to be the basic hard type urethane in the dark gray. Silver trim at the bottom, you have 4 dots for Morse code in Hyundai. And then here on the left side, smart cruise control, lane follow assist, the more basic driver assist. On the right side, you have the audio multimedia with the programmable start button. No paddle shifters or anything on the back side, but you do have automatic headlights, auto high beam assist, and the regular intermittent wipers. To the left of the steering column, you have the gauge dimming, power trunk, as well as traction control off. Manual tilt telescopic steering column, nice silver trim around the AC vents, a little magnetic pad on the left side, and then just a basic dark gray hard touch dashboard coming over here to the infotainment system. Now speaking of this, this is the 12.3-inch CCNC Lite, so it does not have built-in navigation, but does support wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Sirius XM, AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth inputs, and of course does have BlueLink Plus, which is free for the lifetime of the first owner, with expanded benefits for CPO and used owners. This is just basically the basic infotainment. I do have additional videos here on the channel going over this in a little bit more detail, but overall not quite as much customization as the navigation one or the ones with the more advanced digital cluster. Now below that, we have AC vents and then mostly physical hard touch controls, which as we know, Hyundai brought back for the Tucson in 2025 versus that of the previous years. So overall, I really do like this update, and it does support heated front seats and then the dual zone climate, as I mentioned. But below that, we have USB-C data and charge ports, a 12-volt outlet, and the removal of the wireless charging pad here in the center console. So no longer does this support digital key or just basic wireless charging. Hyundai did away with that entirely, which is a little bit unfortunate for a SUV in the low $30,000 price point. But if you're looking for that, you'll have to stick with a 2025 or go up within the trim lineup. You have the more traditional gear shift, and then behind all that, we have the drive mode selection. So this vehicle does have normal, sport, and my drive. If you were to get a all-wheel drive, it would support snow as well. There would normally be a center differential lock here if it had all-wheel drive, but you do have hill descent control, automatic vehicle hold, electronic parking brake, backup camera, and the engine stop-start system on-off. You can see just the normal backup camera with guidance lines right there. 2 decently sized cup holders. We do have remote start still on the key fob. And then coming over here to the center console, it is slightly padded. Inside, you'll find additional storage space, and overall, this has been the same in this generation of Tucson. Up top, we get the lighter gray pillars and headliner. Do get LED vanity illumination, which is a nice thing to have. Manual dimming interior view mirror, overhead LED illumination, BlueLink, SOS, passenger airbag, sensor indicator, and no sunroof, of course, as I mentioned on the exterior. So overall, you can see very few updates here on the front seat, but let's go and take a look out back. So So take a look at the second row of the Tucson. Unfortunately, materials do not follow through from the front. So starting out here on the door panel, nearly everything is going to be hard touch plastics, including this upper section and the main section where you might rest your elbow. You do have bottle storage back here. And then take a look at the second row seats. The material and the cloth is identical, and they do have manual recline adjustments on the left and right hand side, which is a nice feature for longer road trips. Now take a look here at the dashboard. You can see you get that nice two-tone effect as I was mentioning. And then coming out back, we do have AC vents as well as 2 USB-C charge ports, a map pocket on the passenger side, nothing here on the driver's side. And in terms of legroom, as you can see, I have a lot of legroom in the compact segment of SUV. I mean, there's 6+ inches of legroom, plenty of footroom down below. And then we do have a lot of headroom, given this vehicle is not equipped with the panoramic power sunroof, but either way, headroom would not be an issue. We have grab handles on all 4 corners, LED illumination in the middle of the headliner. The seats do recline, as I mentioned, fold down 60-40 split, and do have a center armrest with 2 cup holders for additional storage there. So overall, really not too much to complain about in the back seat in terms of comfort, overall space, just a little bit sparse in terms of material usage. Now coming to the cargo area behind the second row seats, of course, you do have that hands-free smart power liftgate with programmable height. And then taking a look at cargo capacity in the compact segment, the Tucson has really been one of the standout vehicles in terms of space utilization and overall capacity. This one does have the accessories, including the retractable cargo cover, which has 2 positions up there behind the seats, LED illumination, 12-volt power outlet. You can fold down the seats via these levers on the left and right-hand side. A little bit more on the right-hand side in terms of cargo hooks and things. And then underneath the floor, you do have the temporary spare tire with the dual level load floor, so you can change the height of it just by a few inches. And overall, like I said, I don't think people are going to be complaining in terms of space in this segment of SUV, as it is one of the better in the segment. Now coming to the passenger front seat, we do have a 4-way manual seat, so it does not have height adjustment, unfortunately. There's a look at the dashboard, which does have an integrated shelf for the 2025 refresh, and then the glove box is damped. Does not have LED illumination, unfortunately, but does have a lot of room to fit your owner's manual and literature inside if you want to use it as such. But yeah, that's a look here at the interior. Let's go and pop the hood, see what powers this particular vehicle before wrapping this video up. Now, under the hood of every gas Tucson, you're going to find the same 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This puts out 187 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque through your choice of either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. And as I mentioned, this is actually a front-wheel drive, which is a little bit hard to come by in this area, but it does get a little bit better fuel economy over that of the all-wheel drive variant. So if you're wanting to squeak out the most fuel economy or MPG, then front-wheel drive is definitely going to be the way to go. So that's going to do it here for this full walk-around tour on the 2026 Hyundai Tucson SEL front-wheel drive. If you guys enjoyed this video and or found it helpful, make sure to hit that like button below, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know your thoughts on the changes that Hyundai has made to the Tucson lineup for this model year. It really does suck that they took away features including the digital key and wireless charging on the SEL, as this was one of the volume leader trim levels within the lineup. I think overall it was very well feature packed and still is well feature packed. However, you do have to go up to that premium if you're looking for some of those more advanced technology features, or all the way up to the limited in some cases, as Hyundai did change some of the packaging across those models as well. So overall, you have to check out that dedicated changes video if you want to know everything in complete detail. But as a whole, I think the Tucson within the compact SUV space is still going to be a nice value oriented option that provides good, features and drivability and comfort for the dollar, especially in the lower $30,000 price range. But competition has increased over the last couple of years, and an all-new Tucson is slated for 2027 model year, believe it or not. I'm not sure if that's Korean timeline or US timeline, but there have been spy images of an all-new Tucson driving around, so I would not doubt that an all-new Tucson is really not too far away here in the distant future, and I am very excited to see that hopefully within the next 12 months or so. But anyways, like I said, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. As always, I appreciate continued support and hope to see you guys in the next one.